All right, Shalom, I praise to Yahweh, Shem Shai. The witness to the apostles, salute to brothers, teaching the word in sincerity and in truth. Um, I got a I did a video on some robots over here. They have a channel, Odyssey. But I wanted to talk about this video. So let's play some of it. So as you see on the screen, obviously, it's called "They Took Our Jobs." Now, this ties in with the agenda of the depopulation. If they, they don't seem like they don't need people as much, for certain stuff. The most you probably need is people just manning these robots. So, that would eliminate a lot of people that they don't need, because we do know um that a part of the agenda is depopulation on the planet. And let's read this right quick to show you that is part of Esau's uh, uh, part of Revelation 6:4. And they went out another horse that was red, and power was given him that sat up thereon to take peace from the earth. And that's what they're doing with their world wars, World War One, World War Two, and soon to come World War Three. Time we're in, and all sorts, everything that they do. And it says then that they should kill one another, and it was giving him a great sword. And you got them nukes, nuclear missiles. Now there was another scripture I was gonna get. It's just slipped my mind here. But let's play out. Yeah, we all know what this goes back to, this agenda. So let's get Psalms here. Psalms 18. Damn, is it 18? I'm gonna have to type it in. Psalm 17 and 13. Arise, O Lord Yahweh, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. Right? So, there you have it. These devils are the sword of the Lord to bring this death and destruction. And anybody in their mind that's gonna be setting up robots. They got robots in the army doing the army jobs. They got robots for police force. It kind of makes you think about RoboCop, which is AI and all that, man merging with machine, and the digital YOL and all that. But you meditate on this stuff, and this is it ties in with the depopulation and the fact that there are going to be a lot of people dying on the planet, because the Lord told you that the Most High Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai told you that, which is really the one going to do it, because it's part of, especially with them nukes. The nukes really the Lord owns it, and He owns his Edomites. So and they want an agenda of Georgia Guidestones culling the population on the planet. So don't you think that um um don't you think that that people are gonna have to die in that? Like, what's the to maintain humanity to, what is it, 500? Well, I know that they want billions dying, I keep forgetting that figure. I can look it up. This is a short video anyway. Let's look it up. Let's look it up. Where we at here? Let's look it up. I don't know if it's 500 million or something. I'm not sure. But I do know that billions have to die for this agenda. Okay. Right. So, how much people are they saying is on the planet through their estimations? So pretty much you're gonna have at least 7 billion people dying. All right. They want a lot of people dead. So the spirits kind of took over this lesson. 7.9 billion, according to them. You know, assuming that we start counting, it says. So we saw like, right. So they're saying that I thought it would have grown by then. I thought it was at 9 or something. But they're saying 7.98 now. But like we said, it's all estimations anyway. Now it's gonna be more than that. Anyway, let me just go on this. Let me see what this is saying. So this is always moving. What is this? The current world population, and it's always moving. So Esau's trying to be like the Most High. He's trying to be like knowing everything that's happening on the planet. All right, let's get this. Daniel 12:1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was, since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, everyone that shall be found written in the book. So it's going to be devastating. Matthew's 24:22, and worse and devastating. It says, and except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. So if the Most High doesn't come and put a stop to these devils, there ain't gonna be no one around. People are gonna be getting slaughtered. The nukes, the disease, the Hunger Games, all sorts of chaos, famines. That's the nature of the devil. Like when we're talking about what we were talking about, man. We're talking about your elites, man. We're talking about specific individuals here. Uh, right, your elites. Now, wasn't there a saying? Um, wasn't there a saying from one of these elites or one of these people up there, like one of the royal family members, that if he could come back, he'd come back as a plague? And you got everything. You got Bill Gates and all these billionaires that said this. Let's get this. talk about the overpopulation again. In the event that I am reincarnated, I would like to return as a deadly virus in order to contribute something to solve overpopulation, meaning masses of people dropping dead. Okay, that's what we're talking about here. We're talking about masses of people on the planet dropping dead, and that's why the scriptures talks about a time of great trouble that was never seen on the planet, man. So that's going to be mass die-offs, right? Matter of fact, let's get this scripture. So we read Matthew 24:22, and except those days should be shortened. There shall be no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened, right? Which is pretty straightforward. It's got it in Mark 13 and 20, and except that the Lord had shortened those days, no flesh should be saved, but for the elect's sake, whom he have chosen, he have shortened the days, so we can be delivered. Because, brothers are dying in the flesh anyway. What does the scripture say? The outward man perisheth, but the inward man is renewed day by day. Now, I'll paraphrase that because there's another scripture that I want to get. I don't want to forget it. It's in Isaiah. Let's get Isaiah. There's a part in this that says few men left. Uh, right here. Isaiah 24:6. Therefore have the curse devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned. That's after them nukes. And what it says, and few men left. Right. So when these nukes hit America, everyone's going to be totally destroyed in that land. So that's going to be a lot of people dead. Matter of fact, what's the population of America? I think it's going off the top of the head. So I'm gonna make a crazy guess. So I'm not gonna actually do that. I think the population of England is 69 million. So America, I think it's 300 million. So let's check it out. Let me see how. You look this stuff up all the time. I just want to see if my memory served me well. I could be off, way off, or I could be. Let's see. You look at so much stuff, man. You forget things. I know. So you mentioned China having like a billion. I remember that now. Uh, America is a big place. So let's. So right there you go. There you go. So it says unlike China and India, the United States population expected to continue to grow throughout the century with no foreseeable decline. That's according to this website. Uh, the US population is expected to surpass 400 million people, so I was right with around 300. I was going to say 334 because I remember it being around that, but I just rounded it to something. Um, Now The elect are going to be delivered. So the elect are going to be them chariots. And this is just like I'm saying, this is just, we're just going off these surveys here. We're just going off that. But that's a whole set of people that's just going to be destroyed, and the elect are going to be delivered from this number in America. So you know you got the 1/3 now. Um, Now when we now these nukes are going to hit all over the planet, because it's going to be a trade of missiles. It's going to be, every Russia's gonna get hit with missiles. China's gonna get hit with missiles. These countries are gonna be getting hit with missiles. But the thing is, America's just gonna be the place that gets completely annihilated. Which, when everyone sees, everyone's gonna be like shocked. Oh shit! Because that place is gonna be getting flooded with nukes. Even Europe are gonna shoot nukes. England shoot nukes on America. So that place is gonna completely wiped and turn to a desert. Now, like the apostle said, like other places are gonna get hit with nukes, and guess what? But they're gonna be built back up, and then there's gonna be survivors. Of course, there's gonna be people in Europe. There's war. There's neutral countries in war as well. There's countries that are not like targets. Like I mean, is someone gonna nuke Madagascar? You know what I mean? You know, so there's countries that are neutral, and people in Europe are gonna be put in captive. So not everyone's gonna get but there is going to be a nuclear trade-off, and a lot of people are going to die, and they're not only just going to die from the nukes, they're going to die from all sorts. But that was just a scripture to show you that few men are going to be left on this planet. All right, so the new wine mourneth, the vine languisheth, all the merry-hearted do sigh. The mirth of Tabret ceaseth, the noise of them that rejoice endeth, the joy of the harp ceaseth. The earth's going to be in like a real dark state, man. It's going to be dark, man. It says, they shall not drink wine with a song. Strong drink shall be bitter to them that drink it. The city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up that no man may come in. Okay, there is a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone. So everything, Hollywood's going to be destroyed. Las Vegas, Sin City, the casinos, the theaters, all of that. There's going to be no mirth, and that's going to shock people, because people are going to be looking and, well, damn, I miss all that. I like America. I remember I used to go to the Super Bowl. I went there for fun. Which a lot of people have already dishing out in America, man. A lot of these nations are already, going back to their own people as it is. A lot of people, everything's getting nationalistic right now. Look at Russia. Everyone's like getting, the Arabs are on that. Everyone's already getting nationalistic. So America's already a sinking ship, man. It's embarrassing on the world platform. You got the president can't even speak properly, and he's still, he's trying to be slick and funny, but people are laughing at that because they're actually like, okay, well, this is actually a comical joke, really, but he's trying to be cool, like all them presidents, like they're trying to be cool, Yeah, Matthew's 24 and 12. In the city is left desolation, and the gate is smitten with destruction. When thus it shall be in the midst of the land among the people, there shall be as the shaking of an olive tree, and as the gleaming grapes when the vintage is done. All right, now I can read all this, but I'm not going to do that. You can read the whole chapter, but what I want to do is hit this right quick. What I was saying. And I was supposed to make this short, and like I said, I was actually gonna make this one short. Revelation 18:8. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. For strong is the Lord power who judgeth her, And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning. Now you know what's funny, right? Is the fact that they want to lower the population to the around about the population of America. That's a lot of people that they want killed. You know, it's a lot of people. So a lot of people are gonna die. You know, that's just what it is. But a lot of people, you can have survive. Of course, you can have. I didn't mean to get rid of that, but you can have. Of course, you can have survivors, man. You're gonna need. People are gonna be bound all over the world, man. Even gonna be down there in South America. You know, so people are gonna survive. It's just that you are gonna have mass deaths, mass judgments. You know, it's called the day of judgment for a reason. The day of the Lord, the day of judgment, right? All right, what I'm gonna do. Um, and the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning. So they're gonna be messed up. And that was the point. Standing afar off for fear of her torment, saying, Alas, alas, that great Babylon, that mighty city, for one hour is come thy judgment. And the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise anymore. So it's going to be a shock factor. And while that happens, while America's being nuked and the nukes are flying, the Lord's going to return. So then it's going to be over. There's a scripture that says the kingdoms of this world have become our lords. So then it's going to be like, whoa. You know, the Lord's really going to make that entrance, man. All right. What we're going to do, let's get this. Second Ezra 15 and 4. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. So people are going to die in them famines. They're going to starve to death. We're going to get the sword, you know, and tanks, wars, boots on the ground, people killing each other, factions, you know, people killing each other for supplies, nukes, all of that. Cutthroats, right? For wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Therefore saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they have profoundly commit. Neither will I suffer them in those things. So these people are going to get judged. Does not the scripture say, I've seen under the heaven the thrones of judgment? So, you know, the judgment takes place on the earth. It says, in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. You know, people that like, you don't get judged on the earth, you die and then you go to heaven. Yeah, when you go up there, you know, but you're at peace. Now you go before the thrones, yeah. Then you can get judged in the next lifetime. But you know, we're in the time of judgment, all right. And you know, like you said, people are going to be judged you know, people. There's people that are going in captivity for what they've done in the past. So you know, and they've got away with it. You know, like these Rothschilds are not paying for what they've done to the whole planet. When have they paid for that? They're still enjoying the their kingdom. Let's get a scripture on that. The scripture says, um, let's get it. See, let's get this. Psalm 17 and 13. Arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword, from men which are thy hand, O Lord. Yahweh, from men of the world which have their portion in this life. So they ain't paid. They're still enjoying. These elites are still enjoying. Let's get a picture of these individuals, man. They're still enjoying. I think I got rid of it. All right. They're still enjoying the kingdom right now, which have their portion in this life. They're living fat, and whose belly thou fillest with thy hid treasure, which they are full of children, and leave the rest of their substance to their babies. So you got these rich kids, right? Rich Edomites. They're just born into wealth. So that's how they're living. All right. So they ain't paid for nothing. All right. It says, so he just keeps talking about destruction here. All right. Let's jump down to 11. But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm and smite Egypt with plagues as before, the new Egypt, the modern Egypt, America, and will destroy all the land thereof. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that the Most High shall bring upon it, mass death. Let's jump down to 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. What does woe mean? Woe means destruction. Okay. So it's going into a lot of things that are going to happen here. So I'm not going to read the whole thing. It's going into a lot. Now what I want to do. Let's find the scripture. So second Ezra 16, and we start from 17. Woe is me, woe is me. Who would deliver me in those days? All right. The beginning of sorrows. So you need to be delivered out of this. Now, according to the scriptures, some people are sanctioned for. See, I was thinking about robots, and this just led to a whole new lesson. This is, But anyway, some people are thinking about what was I was gonna say? Deliverance. Some people are going to be spared for captivity. Captivity. Some people are going to be spared for deliverance. So not everyone's going to, you know, be pulverized like that. Some people, their judgment is to go straight into captivity. Like the elites, they're an example of that. Second Ezra 16 and 17. Woe is me, woe is me. Who will deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death. Okay. So there's going to be, so that's mass die-offs. There's going to be great death on the planet. All right. Let's look up the word great. I mean, it might be something simple, but we'll look it up. A large amount. Yeah, it means a large amount, basically bigger or more than is usual. All right. Great. So there's going to be a couple. It's going to be a great deaths. You know, pretty much. I just read it. You had the Cambridge one. Yeah. So that's what's going to be going down. Let's read it again. The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? And it goes into it. Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendments. But for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness. So even when that happens, people are still going to be wicked. That's why the Lord is going to go around with them ships, man, putting people down, putting wicked Israelites down in the South Americas. If the Lord does that through the Spirit, binding up heathens. Matter of fact, them elites are going to be hiding. They're not trying to get caught, so they're not repenting. They're going to be hiding, trying not to get caught. And everyone's gonna bow. Now the scripture says, if he that should not bow and that should rule over them, bring them hither and slay them before me. That's gonna happen. That's gonna happen. But everyone's gonna be the scripture. Well, the scripture says every knee and every tongue shall confess. So everyone's gonna be bowed out in a bowed out state because of the power of the Lord, man. They're gonna be fucked, man. They're gonna bow one way or the other. All right. Behold, so I'm gonna jump to 20. Behold, victual shall be so good cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case, and even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. For many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. So that tells you what's going to happen. It's going to be you leave one situation and then you end up in another. So death's going to be on every corner, and the dead shall be cast out as dung. Right? And the dead shall be cast out as dung. Like when you're walking through a park and you see dog shit, you're walking, you're in the great nature and you just got dung everywhere. That's what these dead people are going to be there, like dead dung. They're just there. They're not going to be getting buried. It's going to be, right? It says, and there shall be no man to comfort them, for the earth shall be wasted and the city shall be cast down. So you're going to have no funerals, man. People are going to be too busy. It's going to be like one of those movies. People are just dropping dead, so there's gonna be no funerals happening or nothing like that. Okay. And the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them, for the earth shall be wasted, and the cities shall be cast down, and there shall be no man left to till the earth and to sow it. A matter of fact, the scripture says, what we shall seek out men of continual employment. So we're gonna have a job for people on the planet. What's that job gonna be? They're gonna have to their job is gonna be to their job is gonna be to bury these bodies, man. Okay? So that means there's gonna be a lot of dead bodies if we're gonna get men to bury bodies. Let's jump there. The tree shall give fruit, and who shall gather them? The grape shall ripen, and who shall tread them? For all places shall be desolate of men, so that one man shall desire to see another and to hear his voice. Kind of reminds you of like I Am Legend and movies like that. The road, you're walking around, and there's no one around, man. People are dead. There's hardly anybody left. Right now it's not like that. It's revelry everywhere, but that's the way the Lord's going to curse us. These major cities that you see, they're going to be destroyed. They're going to be cursed. And that's how the Lord, you're going to be like, wow, that's London, that's New York, that's LA, that's this and that, whatever town, whatever city you're from, man, wherever, you're going to be looking at like, whoa, what the fuck is going on here? Mirth, there's gonna be no music. That's what you said. The mirth shall cease. The noise of the tabrets. Gonna be none of that. It says, for of a city there shall be 10 left, and 2 of the field, which shall hide themselves in the thick groves and in the clefts of the rocks. Okay, so there's loads here, man. You know, let me carry on. I'll just read. Let's jump down to 31. Even so, in those days there shall be 3 or 4 men left by them that search their houses with the sword. Yeah, you're gonna have that. You know, like they show you in the movies, the road, man. People are trying to get supplies and going through houses because it's a cutthroat, dog eat dog, survival out there, man. It says, and the earth shall be laid waste, and the fields thereof shall wax old, and her ways and all her paths shall grow full of thorns, because no man shall travel therethrough. And the virgins shall mourn, having no bridegrooms. The women shall mourn, having no husbands. The daughters shall mourn, having no helpers. It's gonna be like what it is here, simps everywhere. It's gonna be cutthroat business at that point. You know, in the wars shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine. That's why it says 7 women shall take hold of 1 man. What do you think is going to be happening? They're going to be running around needing help. Oh, trying to get help and all that. But come on, it ain't going to appear. So I could read the whole thing. I'm not going to do it because I made the point. But this a bad chapter, man. It's a bad chapter. Goes into a lot. You know, I'm not going to read the whole thing. Kind of, this is a beautiful chapter, man. I was getting into this. All right. So what I'm gonna do here, let me finish this. So Esau's future vision of the future is not even gonna. You know, by the way, all this tech is gonna be fucking destroyed, man. How about that? Even his tech's gonna be fucking destroyed. It's gonna be burnt up. You know, everything's gonna be cleansed, man. You think people are gonna be walking around in the kingdom with a digital Yule in them? Hell no. Let's get that scripture: a new heaven and a new. Revelations 21:1. I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea. And everything in that old world is going to be destroyed. You know, no Cesare statues, man. They're going to be destroyed, man. Destroy the idols. The Lord talks about that destroying of the idols out of the land. So a lot of things are going to be getting destroyed, bro. You know, a lot of things are going to be getting destroyed. A lot of things are going to be getting destroyed. And I think I'm gonna leave it on that. You know, a lot of things out here are gonna be getting toasted. All right, I'm gonna leave it there. Probably touch on this topic again. Because you know, um, we we keep prophesying, you know, the downfall, so we don't stop. Um, the destruction is coming, man. Like in Ezra's, yeah, he said, matter of fact, 2 Ezra 16 and 36. Behold the word of the Lord, receive it. Believe not the gods of whom the Lord spake. False gods. This, telling you everything's gonna be all right, and if you do this ritual and all that, no. 37. Behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack. So the God of the Bible is telling us, things are gonna get torn up out here. So that's the point. The Lord ain't messing around. It's gonna happen. So it's not gonna slack. All right. So hey, with that, I'm gonna say shalom.